Welcome to the story of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, like you've never heard it before.
This story isn't told to you by the one Dragonborn that masters all, but told to you through the eyes of many different characters.
From soldiers in the Civil War seeking peace and order,
to seeking freedom and to remove the weakness from her lands.
From those cursed by the night, seeking to be the vigil in the darkness.
To warriors seeking honor, glory, and companionship.
To a shapeshifter and worshipper of the Daedra who seeks to live a life as a warrior.
To a mage seeking power and the arcane knowledge of Aetherius.
To assassins seeking fear and bringing the cold touch of Sithis.
To thieves seeking wealth beyond measure.
We all hope you enjoy
this story
of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Chapter 53. Until death do we part. Some time ago, I was sent by the Night Mother to visit a man named Amand Motiere. He had a contract he wished the Dark Brotherhood to fulfill, the assassination of the Emperor, Emperor Titus Mede II. Motiere is an ancient name, about as old as the Tharns. They've now worked their way into the Elder Council, like we did, and he seeks the death of his own Emperor. Does he wish Titus dead because Tamriel believes him to be weak? Or to take the throne for himself? An assassin's job is never to ask why, but to kill. The contract was created, and the Night Mother called for me to take the soul of Titus Mede II and deliver him to Sithis. But there were challenges at the time. The first and most important challenge stopping us was the civil war burning across Skyrim. The Emperor would never step foot into Skyrim until the rebellion was stopped. And if the rebels had won, that would have made things even harder. To even get the Emperor into Skyrim, we had to kill his cousin at her wedding. But her wedding was cancelled due to the war, so our plan to kill the Emperor had failed. So while our plans for the assassination of Titus Mede were cancelled, I did what I do best. I killed. I took the smaller contracts to keep myself busy until Astrid could figure out a new plan, or an opportunity would show itself. If there was anything I was, it was patient. These were at least some of my most memorable contracts. One of them had me hunting an old lady. She was said to be the fort's caretaker. She used to clean the place up for bandits, the Imperials, and now even the Stormcloaks. It's been a while since I've been here. I was sent with a group of worm cult mages to attack the fort and gain this section of Skyrim back when I was working under Mannimarco in the Second Era. And then again with the loyalist forces of Empress Kintira back in the Third Era. And yet again I was sent here by the Dark Brotherhood to kill an old lady who cleans a fort. But somebody has to do it, and the other assassins have ignored these targets. If there's gold to be made and death to be had, I'll be there. From all the times I've been sent to Greymoor, I remembered there was a sewage tunnel at the back that led right into the kitchens. With how many times this fort has fallen silent because of this tunnel, I'm surprised any fool hasn't sealed it up. But laziness will always triumph over safety. I might have been covered in their waste, but their hearts sang to me. I could taste them all in the air. This fort was full of soldiers, but none of them would have even known I was there, until they would have started to smell her. I wonder how many days it took for them, or if they ever had to clean her off the floor. Being in here reminded me of the assassination of Kintira II. Right under the Castle of Solitude was an old dungeon where she was kept. She spent years being tortured and starved, until Potema finally gave the order for her to die. She wanted it to look natural. But how natural can a death in a prison cell be? You just stop feeding her. Still, I made it look as natural as I could. I put on a guard's uniform, went into her cell. I then had my way with her, and when I was done, I slammed her skull into the wall. Nothing looks more natural than a guard forcing himself upon a prisoner and then killing her when she fought back. They never found the guard to punish because he had fled after the act. But where do you think I got the uniform in the first place? I liked Potema. She knew what it was like to grow up in a powerful family. Like me, she was shunned and abused. The only way to the top was by putting everyone else in your family below. 6 feet, in fact. In my time, there were plenty of Tharns. Siblings, cousins would walk over you just to even be seen by my uncle, Abnar Tharn, who led our family at the time. I found the easiest way out was following my cousin by joining Mannimarco. I was done with the family. They even struck me from the histories once they found out I was a worm cult assassin. But I remained. And every last Tharn then, and what came after is gone. All that's left is me. But shortly after I returned to Skyrim, dragons started to return. A few months after that, something strange happened. The bones of Nirn shook, and even underground you could hear a name that screamed to all of Skyrim. Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin was some Nord word for Dragonborn. I've met many of them. Potema was one, and so was Kintira, but none of them were out killing dragons and eating their souls. Back in the past, they sat on the ruby throne and ruled over an empire. They were known for being the only ones who could wear the Amulet of Kings. Only the bloodline of Dragonborns could bear it and light the dragon fires. Seems they have more talents after all, like permanently killing dragons. Back in the Second Era, like I've mentioned, I joined Mannimarco and became a vampire to serve in his worm cult as an assassin. I left the worm cult after Mannimarco was defeated and went out looking for my own work. It turns out, the very woman who gave birth to me, the very woman who struck me from our family line, was in fact looking for mercenaries. She welcomed me back with open arms. A boy will always love his mother after all, even if she was a hag obsessed with power. My mother was Euraxia Tharn, sister to Abnor Tharn. Right after the Soul Burst, when Molag tried to enslave Nirn, while the Three Banners War was raging over Tamriel, my mother took her opportunity to seize northern Elsewhere. She took control of Rimmon and proclaimed herself Queen. By the time I got there, she had ruled for a few years. She was already hated and feared. She had me kill those who spoke out or tried uprisings. She kept me in the shadows. I still don't know to this day if it was because she was embarrassed to have a traitor in the family, or did she actually love me, and did it to protect me from those who would have killed me, knowing that I was there. I doubt it. Tharns were fighting for life as soon as we left the womb. I was the youngest. I had a sister and a brother. When I was 10, my sister would cause trouble and blame it on me. I was sick and tired of being punished for her actions. And one day, while she was standing near a window, I pushed her out of it. My brother blamed her death on me, and he was right. He hated me more from that point on. Might have been because they were a little too close as siblings. I found them one day, huddled in a dark corner, showing a little too much affection. He was Mother's pet. The fool tried to take more of Elsewhere for her, but got killed doing it. Was no real loss. I arrived after his death, so maybe this was why she took me back in. I was her only remaining child. What I didn't know, until it was too late, was that after my brother's death, she sought new allies, and that returns us back to the dragons. She needed new means of keeping control over what she had, so she made a deal with dragons that had been sealed away. She was desperate for control, but like anything, once they were out, they didn't need her anymore. I overheard her talking to her necromancer ally, that she would offer me up to these dragons as a sort of show of faith toward them. I was done being a servant to power-mad creatures. Daedric princes, necromancers, and now, mothers. I should have just killed her there and then, But she was still my mother, though death would soon find her without my help. The dragons got out and lit elsewhere on fire. They were eventually hunted down and killed, the same as what happened to my mother. And just like in Elsewhere, they started lighting Skyrim on fire. I saw those things turn armies of Khajiit into ash. There was no working with those things. If you fought against them, you burned, or you served. And I'm done serving others. And now in Skyrim, there's one who can kill them all. Many have come to join her. The Night Mother even spoke to me that there are those who have prayed for her death. But I've been told she is not to die, that she is an instrument of Sithis against the dragons, so none of us can kill her. Any and all contracts looking to assassinate the Dragonborn are declined. I came here looking to return my name back to the scared lips of Nords. Killing her would have put me into legends forever. But the dragons are a problem, one only she can deal with. There won't be a legend for long if I end up killing her. You know how I talked about opportunities before? Well, this Dragonborn created one for us. She ended up bringing a truce between the Empire and the Stormcloaks. So with that, Vittoria took the opportunity during the peace times to reschedule her wedding. We got word of it, and her new date to be happily married for the rest of her very short life was now the 16th of Second Seed. She will have a private ceremony for her wedding, but the Fool has decided to hold a public reception right after. With her death, it will force the Emperor to come to Skyrim, and with the peace treaty, he might even come himself. Things couldn't have worked out more perfectly. I was just starting to run out of contracts, too. I just needed to clean up one more, and then I was to head to Solitude and begin my preparations for such a kill. Finally, all of it was coming together, all because of this Dragonborn. She heralds the death of Titus Mede II. Now I must prepare. I need to look like I belong at such a party. A shave will do the trick. My Tharn ancestry will do the rest. This should do fine. I can't arrive in my current gear, not after my last visit to Whiterun and Falkreath. I need some new armor. I'm thinking traveling hunter, and when I arrive, I'll acquire some new clothes. Something more befitting the occasion. Now is the time to finally put our plans in place to bring Titus Mede II to Skyrim, so I can kill the Emperor of Cyrodiil, just like I did 500 years ago. All of Tamriel will know of me again. Maybe even the historians will recognize me. The die is now cast, and I shall be the quill that writes the last story of Titus Mede and his rule. But first, his cousin, Vittoria Vici. Another powerful name in the Empire. The target, a noblewoman who runs the East Empire's dealings here in Skyrim. The Vici family name belongs to wealthy merchants and politicians in Cyrodiil. I did some research on both families. Seems like the Medes married into the Vici family to gain strength and allies when they first took control of the Empire. Anyway, this Vittoria has been courting another wealthy merchant family in the Rift, or as the Nords call them, clans. The Snowshods, Nords and their simple names. They are nowhere near as big as the Vici name, but one of them has won the heart of Vittoria, a young man called Asgeir Snowshod. His family are quite loud about their hatred for the Empire, and their support for Ulfric and his cause. The other hates him. So when I kill Vittoria, the first thing people are going to think is that it was an Imperial or Stormcloak assassination, which could break the truce. But we don't want that. We need the Emperor to come to Skyrim after all. So, I have to make sure it looks like a Dark Brotherhood assassination then. At the end of the day, it's the Elder Council paying for her death. I sometimes like to try and understand why clients want our targets dead. I don't think it's as simple as this Motieri wanting to take the throne. I've done my research on this Titus Mede II. Best to know the men I'm bound to kill. They rose to power after the Oblivion Crisis, a few years after the death of the Septim line. By the very man he's named after, they took control of the Empire and have ruled it since. But even back in my time, the Emperors were Dragonborn. Their line has lasted 200 years, but many say it has become too weak to rule. I've seen it all. I've seen the Empire when it was just an empire that ruled over Cyrodiil and small parts of neighboring kingdoms, even during the Longhouse Emperors, when Reachman took the Imperial throne. I was even around when a fool tried to make himself Dragonborn so he could legitimately rule, and ended up causing a Daedric invasion from Molag Bal, one I aided in. If Tamriel thinks Titus Mede II is doing a bad job, they know nothing about Varen Aquilarios. He went to war against the Longhouse Emperors because they made Daedra worship legal. He took them out, and then the idiot believed Manimarco, that he could be turned into a Dragonborn like Alessia was. Tamriel would have been better off with the Longhouse Emperors. I was even around during the Septim line, just after Tiber. The Empire flourished in those years. It controlled all of Tamriel. The last time I saw the Empire ruled by the Septims, it was at war with itself, with Potema and her niece. Things got bad with that in the end. A little too hot. I had to get out of Skyrim and hide away. Wasn't meant to be that long, though. I really thought Potema had it. Her charisma, ruthlessness, and alliances with necromancers, werewolves, and Daedric cults gave her armies unnatural strength. If anybody got in her way, they were left rotting by day's end. Uriel III was a boy emperor, only a puppet of his mother, a grown man, yet still a boy. She sent him away to rule in the Imperial city, which was foolish. After Kintyra's death, the Loyalists started backing Sepphoris, Potema's brother. Uriel III thought he could prove himself to his mother and his generals by going on to fight his uncle in battle. The boy was outmatched and captured. It all changed when Uriel III was being transported for trial, when a mob attacked his carriage and set it on fire. Uriel III burned to death. After that, Potema became an entirely new animal. He might have been her puppet, but he was still her son. And if there was one person she truly loved in this world, he went up in flames. Damn it, the sun's coming out. I need to get to Solitude before it's up. I need to find somewhere to rest until it's gone. I can't do anything with the sun out. It's disgusting. All my strength and power leaves when the sun rises. I'm as weak as a mortal. I think I know where I'll go when I get to Solitude. After her son was killed, Potema didn't give up. It only made her more angry, more ruthless. Any kindness she had in her cold heart was gone. There wasn't a line she wouldn't cross. After Uriel's death, the Loyalists started to turn the war around. Her supporters started to doubt her and abandon her. She was relying too much on her werewolf and undead armies. I was having to kill her generals and leaders who were losing faith in her cause, or so she said. It even got to a point where she was having their families executed and raising them from the dead to fight in her armies. Now, I'm not shy of killing children, but only when they're targets. I don't go and bring them back. Well, that's not entirely true. I once had to kill a noble's child who was in hiding. I brought her back from the dead and made her walk toward her father's hideout with the arrow I had put in her. He saw her wobbling toward him and ran straight for her. The look on his face when she tore his throat out. Sometimes you have to get creative to complete a contract. At this time, Potema was killing people in Solitude, who even looked in her direction, even if it was some woman who only saw her out of the corner of her eye and tried to walk away. Sepphoris's armies got closer month by month, year by year. I ended up going from assassin to executioner. Solitude became a city of the dead. There was barely anybody left alive. And before I left, Sepphoris's armies were only a week away. If Potema had kept her son close, she could have protected him, and maybe even won the war. But she gave the idiot too much free rein. By the end of it, I knew she was done. If she was going to die, everyone would die with her. I snuck through Sepphoris's lines and got back into Cyrodiil. I found a nice little coffin to slumber in while all this blew over, and anyone looking for me would have died off by the time I was to be awoken, until the coffin rotted off the wall and crashed onto the floor 500 years later. Anyway, I'm back. 500 years later, I had cleaned out Nazir's contracts. I had one left, one that had killed many Brotherhood assassins. And that contract was here in Solitude, and it seemed her boat was docked here. Safia, captain of the Red Wave. I can take her out before I make a move on Vittoria. Once I kill her, I'll rest here for the day. Then I need to start scouting out the escape routes out of Solitude and the Temple of the Divines. And then I need to keep an eye out for the Dragonborn. She's been here in Solitude for weeks. I'm not allowed to kill her, so she's going to be another challenge to watch out for. But I'll do all this after the sun's gone. Time to go and meet this Safia, and remind her that we're not done with her just yet. She's here, and so is her entire crew. She survived many assassins, but now that the sun's out, I won't chance it. I think I'll just kill them all in their sleep. One of them is her, so if I kill them all, I won't miss. Sometimes you just have to kill everyone. This is the one. There's only so long you can survive, but at the end of the night, there's always going to be that one assassin you can't outrun or fight. A pirate's life is one for the seas. She should have stayed there. Well, it looks like I just found my new clothes for the wedding. It was nice of him not to bleed all over them. Now I need to get some rest and wait for the sun to go down. That seemed to be the entire crew, so nobody else will come down here. They won't notice the ship full of bodies until their laytime runs out, or until the seagulls or crabs start peeling their way through the door. Good. The stars have returned, and now I can prepare. The first thing I need to do is check out the dock access into Solitude. It's how I got out just before Potema was killed. Since I was the executioner for Potema, we used to take the bodies from Solitude down into the dock and dump them into the water. Those that were too disfigured, not useful enough to raise for her armies. So for tonight, I need to check out the escape routes. As soon as I kill Vittoria, they'll lock down the city. I need to visit the Temple of the Divines, learn the layout, and its access points. After I've done all of that, I will need to check out Castle Solitude. see the Empire's response force. I need to find out how long this reception for her wedding will last. The later the better. It means the Imperial Guard will be getting drunk or going to sleep. This is going to be a glorious kill, but even I can't fight off an army. It was like I was here yesterday. It smelled a little different back then. I remember the corpses just standing on the bridge, staring off into the marsh, growling and rotting. That's it. The windmill exit out of Solitude. Have to see if it's locked. Fools aren't guarding it, so that will help. Though they do have a large force of troops down here, but they won't be aware of what's happened up above. And even if they do, I'll slaughter them. Not even locked. Getting out will be easy. Now I need to check out Solitude itself. I'll get a room for the night, and once I do that, I need to ask about this Dragonborn. I can't kill her. When I start painting the walls red, I can't have her come out. She uses this strange magic, where she screams, and fire comes out of her mouth. I guess that goes with the name, after all. Well, the place certainly smells better. At least the blood here is warm. But the Imperial presence here is insane. She is the Emperor's cousin, after all. Don't like those eyes you've got. There's a bad hunger to them. Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Remember the Winking Skeever next time you're footsore. This will do nicely. I can stay here when the sun rises, and when this reception starts, I can send Vittoria off to the void. But as of now, time to find out what I can about this Dragonborn. Place is rather quiet for an afternoon. Definitely thought if she was staying here, she'd at least be around. He's rather handsome. He works here. He'd know more.
Seems there's always more to be done. Can I help you, sir? Is the room okay? If there's anything that needs changing, I'm sure I can help you out.
Oh, no. The room is perfect. I just had a question is all. Now I'm here for the wedding, but I heard the Dragonborn herself is staying at this inn. Is that true? Must be quite an honor to have her staying here in Solitude.
Oh, yes, indeed. She is staying with us. It's a great honor for us to house her while she is in Solitude. Something happened to one of her companions, and she's stayed here ever since. When she leaves, my sister and I go and clean up before they get back.
So she's not currently here? What a shame. I would have loved to meet her. She's the talk of Skyrim. Do you know when she'll be back?
Well, around about now, she told us. She left early in the morning, off on one of her power hunts or something, so she could be back any minute. Be warned, though, she keeps to herself with her woman and her companions. The only people she meets with are those coming to fight alongside her. We get letters from the Jarl she doesn't even pay attention to. So don't be disappointed if she won't see you. But don't worry. She too was invited to the wedding tomorrow, so you might just get to see her there. Other than that, I have things I need to clean. If there's nothing else, I'd better get back to it.
No, thank you. You've been of great help. It's been some time since I've been in Solitude. I might go explore a little. Again, thank you for the help. That's not good. If she's invited to this wedding, I'll have to watch out for her. I can't kill her, but I can't let her kill me. I've heard she screams and fire comes out of her mouth. That's something I don't want to deal with. So she sticks close to her group. And this woman she is with, if they are a couple, she shouldn't be too hard to deal with. But I'll sort something out, if she arrives tonight. Until then, I need to scout out this Temple of the Divines, where the reception will be. Then Castle Dower, to see what kind of force is going to come running when I take out Vittoria. Then I need to make sure the gate to the docks is unlocked. That should be more than enough time for the Dragonborn to return by the end of it all. Castle Dower, still Solitude's military command. Not much has changed there. I remember when I first came here, this was part of Castle Solitude. From this point on, it was nobles and military that lived in this part of Solitude. I'll have to find a way in and see what I'll be dealing with. But for now, the Temple of the Divines. If only the people knew what this place once held. Potema made it a hall of the dead, not the ones you lay to rest. This temple housed her rotting army. Looks like those Penitus Oculatus guards are here. I was told about them. A newly formed group under the Mede dynasty. So this will be where the reception takes place. But for my bonus, I need to kill her while she's speaking to her guests. Up there, where Babette told me there's a loose gargoyle I can drop on her. I'm more inclined to follow Gabriella's plan. An arrow shot from up there. It will pierce her heart nicely. Let them all see her fall in front of their precious guests. Now, let's mock their gods with a prayer to the Nine, or whatever pitiful divines they still cling to.
Nobody is allowed inside. There's a wedding tomorrow. The Temple of the Divines is off limits until it's over. You'll have to visit another day.
I haven't got time for this. Time to break his weak will. I've got some ideas for this one. But later on. Now, I wish to enter the temple. You will let me in immediately, and you will forget that I was ever here.
Of course, Master. Your will is my command. I will open the door for you immediately, and I will forget you were ever here.
Good. Now get out of my way, worm. Well, it certainly doesn't smell as bad. This place was originally built as a hall of the dead anyway. There's an entire crypt under this place. I've heard that's where they buried Potema. Burying her was foolish. She was well versed in necromancy. You don't bury a woman that dangerous. She could come back any day. And Skyrim, and all of Tamriel, would pay for it. The Divines. I hated it when we had to learn about the Eight. Back when I was a child, there were only 8. I'm far older than this Talos. Why worship weak, non-existent gods when the Daedra are there to help you rise? So the mortals can't even keep their faith. They make a man a god, then cast him out because of the elves. Weak, the lot of them. Even more so, Arche, the so-called god of death. If he were truly the god of death, none would survive him. Yet I stand before his shrine, untouched. I found a passage leading down into the old crypts, where I've heard the remains of Potema have been buried. They should have cut her into pieces, or turned her into ash. That's going to come back to bite Skyrim one day. The temple accessed the castle's battlements, a clear overlook upon the wedding, and access to this loose gargoyle. But it's filled with Legion soldiers, so I'd need one of their uniforms to even access this part during the wedding. And with the peace times, Solitude is crawling with Legion soldiers. But as of now, I need to see what troops lie within the castle, because the gargoyle might be the only choice I have if I want to continue walking after this job. This guard will serve me later. I shall take his place. But as of now, I need to find myself a Legion disguise. That means removing it from the soon-to-be corpse of one of these mortals wearing it. I can't take one out up here. The body would be discovered before the wedding. The seagulls would let everyone know where it is. Yes, the docks. I can get a uniform there and dump the body in the water, so whatever attacks it does it downstream. You'd think these fools would at least lock these gates, even during a time of war, even with a peace treaty. Nothing is stopping me from leaving tomorrow night. Plus, there'll be one less guard to try and stop me. There's a storm coming. Damn it. Hopefully it doesn't cancel this reception. This is the last thing I need. Well, I can't let this stop me. I still need to scout everything out. I might just have to take her out over the battlements, right after she leaves the temple. It would still be rather public. I can't have anything go wrong with this. I need to kill her here tomorrow. Only then will the Emperor come to Skyrim. Only then can I restore my name. I'll never be forgotten ever again. The people of Tamriel will know I've returned, and those with a price on their heads will always look with fear into the darkness at the corner of their eyes. Children will grow up hearing the ghost stories of those I sent to the void. Tamriel will never again sleep easily once they know I'm back, watching them, waiting to strike. This time, I'm planning on staying, to enjoy all the carnage to come. Well, with this storm, it will cover my tracks, blind those already blinded by the dark, and wash away the blood I leave behind. That one will do. He will do nicely. The rain would have helped hide that. Now I just need his armor, and to let the water get rid of this corpse for me. That will do. Now I can enter Castle Dour without question, and with the rain in everyone's eyes, they won't even bother to look at me. Later, before I take Vittoria's life, I shall upgrade into Penitus Oculatus armor. I might even take his place. I may have to use some powerful blood magic to take his form, but first, I'll need to prod him and learn who he is. But right now, all I need to do is see what troops lie within Castle Dour. With it being peace times, and a wedding for a relative of the Emperor, this place will be teeming with Legion soldiers. I might be left with having to drop the gargoyle, but I'd much rather send an arrow into her heart. Smell that. The blood in these halls. It's delicious. There are so many soldiers here. All I can hear is their heartbeats. These worms could feed me for years. The castle was filled with soldiers, most of them stationed here because of the wedding itself. Having such a large force here would stop anybody from bringing harm to the Emperor's cousin, or so they think. Still, this does worry me. There's an entire legion here in Solitude. It's looking like, if I don't want to be slaughtered, I might just need to drop the gargoyle on her. But it will be at night, so I might be strong enough to hit her, kill a few, and get out through the docks. I will need to think more on it. Now. I need to go and see if the Dragonborn has returned. Which makes things all the more difficult, since the last thing I need is a fire-breathing mortal, and I'm not allowed to kill her. But if it comes down to me or her, I'm putting her down. Sithis be damned. He might prefer her soul in the void rather than out here, after all. But there are so many factors. The Legion's numbers, this damn storm, the dragon killing mortal. Any one of these things could stop me dead in my tracks. We won't get another chance to kill Vittoria in such a public manner, one that will bring her cousin to Skyrim. She's even got the bards singing her songs. I wonder after tomorrow, will they be brave enough to sing about tomorrow night? I'd call it the Red Wedding of Second Seed. Then again, mortals sing songs to relax or inspire, not to fill the room with dread. It doesn't look like she has arrived back. Good. At least that's some good news. Maybe this storm slowed them down. or kept them wherever they were. But it's best I go and check. There are still many hours of the night, and I'm a patient person. I can wait and see. I've heard she's up in the loft here, so I might go and see if she's home. I've heard she's a quiet one, also very beautiful. But she normally keeps to herself, and with her friends. Nope. Looks like she hasn't arrived yet. I've been told one of them is part of the companions and loves to drink, and another is a high elven mage who runs that college in Winterhold. They would have been hard to miss. I think I might... Yes, I might take a seat over there and watch this path. That way, I'll be able to see if anybody goes into the loft. If she does come back, I'll have to see how many follow her, and if there's a way to subdue her. But hopefully she doesn't, for her sake. I sat there for a few hours, letting the night slip by. I was about to give up waiting to see if this Dragonborn would return, before I sensed something. I sensed a threat. I had not felt this before. Interesting. It turned out to be a priestess with a sword. She looked right at me, her heartbeat racing. It was as if she could sense me, just as I sensed her. Very interesting indeed. But she went into the loft where the Dragonborn was staying. Interesting. About 5 minutes later, she came out. This had to be one of the Dragonborn's followers. Nobody can just walk into her room unless they are one of her trusted. I need to see inside that room. I need to make sure she's not there. That could have been her lover, the Dragonborn with a priestess. That's a little naughty. Even more so for Skyrim standards. The Nords aren't fans of 2 men or 2 women sharing a bed together. Their loss, after all. There's great pleasure in exploring a body of your own. Only men know how to please other men. So many of these Nords call it wrong. And yet so many of them find themselves in my bed. She's not here. But I can smell blood. Powerful blood. I've grown hungry waiting. I must feed. All I can smell is blood. And something else familiar. Ah, that is good. Even cold. That feels magnificent. I've never tasted blood like that. I can feel the power. But I smell something else. Something familiar. Like blood. It's coming from that cupboard. There's something in there. It eludes me. I can feel its power. It smells like blood, but not mortal. It's calling to me. You'd think after my lifetime I'd be good at lockpicking, but it's something I hate. It's blood, but not mortal? It smells like vampire blood. Wait, that blood must have been the Dragonborn's. Is this her woman's? I was advised she was close with a Nightkin. It's certainly not normal vampire blood. There's a power to it. There's only one way to find out what this is all about. It smells sweet and powerful, like the old blood. This is pure. This is power. Oh, yes. Ah, that's it. I can feel it searing through me. The power, the hunger, the eternity. Ancient blood. Yes, the blood of a daughter of Cold Harbor. By Molag's hand, this is dominion. This is true power. I need blood. More of it. I must find out what I've become. What I can do now. The night is still young, and I have power to unleash. I need to test it. I need to spill blood, rivers of it, and drown this city in screams. I need to test this new power, and I have plenty of hours left to do so. With the Dragonborn not yet returned, I asked the innkeeper where she had gone. He mentioned the Morthal Marsh, so I think I'll test out my new strength on the way, and then find out where she is. I can't risk her arriving and attending this wedding, because then I'll have no choice but to kill her, and the Brotherhood would cast me out for going against the will of Sithis. And without them, I'll never get to the Emperor. No, everything must go to plan. I can't risk it all going up in flames. Wait, I feel it again. That presence, like the priest, but familiar. But they're like me. They must be the Dragonborn's companions. I need to see if she's following them. If they're both vampires, then one of them must be her woman. The rain makes it hard to smell, but I know they're nightkin, and I know they are her guardians. I can sense a fierce, protective nature from one of them. There they are, that one at the front. That has to be her. I can feel her power. That was her blood I consumed. Damn it. The Dragonborn isn't just with a vampire, but a pure one. Both of them are equally dangerous. But that leaves opportunity. I don't see the Dragonborn. Her companions are heading back to Solitude without her, perhaps scouting the way in this storm. But if that is indeed her companion, then she's without her protection. I can't have her reach Solitude. I still have around 6 or so hours of darkness left. I need to find out where she is, and stop her from reaching this wedding. My chances of dealing with the Dragonborn are much higher than with a pure-blooded vampire. With this musky rain, I can smell meat. There's food nearby. A good first advertiser to test my new power on, no doubt. An encampment hidden away beside Solitude. Must be bandits. Nobody will miss them. A good chance to feed. And to collect some blood. And to test out this new power. I feel something within me. Something demanding to get out. I've heard stories of the ancient blood, that it could change a person into giant carnivorous monsters, something known only to legend these days. Yes! It's all true! The beast within! Time for the slaughter. That was too easy. I could have slaughtered them without this power. There simply wasn't enough to truly test my new abilities. Even actual bandits would have put up a better fight. How is the Empire still stuck fighting these pathetic, weak fools? They're better off dead. Weak fools. If by some mercy they survived, they'd rot through crippled, feckless lives. Useless to everyone. Let them go. Let the world be cleaner for it. I could use this horse to pass through Dragon Bridge. Nothing suspicious about a man on a horse at night. I can't afford to wipe the entire town out. The wedding would be shortly called off. This power will soon come into use. No longer will I suffer that weak bloodline. Now that I'm stronger, Tamriel, and all of Skyrim, will learn of my existence. Let them forget me. Let my name rot in silence. After tomorrow night, every cry, every scream in Skyrim will carry it once more. But first, I will gather blood. Then I need to make my way to Morthal and find out where the Dragonborn is, and stop her from attending this wedding. I'm not allowed to kill her, but that doesn't mean I can't sever her Achilles. She can't attend if she can't walk. That should be enough blood for now. Maybe I won't even need it. I must move. I only have about 4 or 5 hours of darkness left. Nobody cares. Just another traveler on the roads. This is the Penitus Oculatus main headquarters. I can't kill them. That would cancel the wedding and draw the Emperor's attention away from Skyrim. Then Morthal it is. 2 hours to find her. No more. If she evades me, I fall back to solitude. Fate can hide its threads, but I will pull them until this kill is mine. Blood. I can smell it. Thick. Heavy. The stench hangs over that fort like a fog. So much of it spilled. Yet where are the soldiers? Not a sound. Not a stir. Only dead bodies. Maybe this is why the rebels still claw at life. The Empire rots, weak and careless. If this is their strength, no wonder Skyrim still bleeds. I must say, even under the Septums, the Empire was strong, even in the midst of a Septum civil war. But these Medes, weak, pretenders to the throne. If the Tharns still ruled, the rebels would have been snuffed out, and the Altmer Dominion would have followed the rest into ruin. Well, that doesn't look good. Watchtowers are meant to stand upright. What in oblivion has happened here? Looks like something went wrong. Maybe I'll find her body here. And if I don't kill her, that's more than fine. Well, I better go and find out what's happened, and if she's buried here. My smell has certainly sharpened. I can scent the burned wood, the dead, and blood soaked into the ground, and with all this rain, it only amplifies it. Well, it looks like the entire settlement hasn't been lost. I need to find out what's happened, and where the Dragonborn is. No time to waste. I'll pose as just another traveler, seeking shelter with that legionary. I played the innocent adventurer, a wanderer lost in the cold, dark rain. I asked what had happened here, and an orc told me the tale, that the Dragonborn had saved Morthal. She even mentioned she was among the Dragonborn's forces, helping to defend the city. And she confirmed that the hero was alive and well, telling me I shouldn't worry. I then asked if there was a place I could stay for the night, since the inn had been destroyed. She informed me that anywhere would do. Anywhere except the guard barracks. Those, she warned, were off-limits, as they housed the Dragonborn and her forces. She also mentioned they couldn't move out, as Morthal would be left undefended. She told me not to worry. Word had been sent to the Empire, and soldiers were expected within hours. That could be both a bad and a good thing. It's wet, and it's late. It could take the Empire longer to get here, and if they're too slow, the Dragonborn might miss this wedding. But she is the reason the wedding was brought back. She could wake early and ride off, leaving her forces behind. More of her men. They won't hear me in this storm. Truth be told, they wouldn't hear me even in silence. They don't carry her strength. They don't feel like the Dragonborn. Insignificant. Just bodies, meant to follow, and to die. I sense something down here. I feel hope, but danger. A powerful threat. This must be where she is. Yes, that's her. I can feel her power. I can taste her blood. She smells delicious. That was certainly her blood back at the inn. And who else would wear the bones of the very creatures she slays? This is definitely her. Oh, you don't know how lucky you are, child, with how sweet you smell. Oh, and what is this? This must be the thread I felt. I can feel the heat coming from it.
I'm on fire! Ah, it burns! Ah!
Ugh, it's burning. I can't make a noise or I'll wake them all. Damn it, what is that? That isn't ordinary flame. As soon as I touched that blade, my entire body caught fire, like every cell was alight. Wait, that can't be. I just survived? Dawnbreaker. No ordinary vampire could touch that without turning to ash. As soon as I touched it, it vanished. Imagine if she'd arrived at the wedding with that, an artifact of Marillia. Now that it's gone, she's far less of a threat. I don't even need to cripple her. If those soldiers don't arrive, she won't be able to attend. And if she does, all I'll face is her fire. But if I can survive touching Marillia's blade, I can survive a little flame. You don't know how lucky you are, child. I'd sink my teeth into you right now, but something tells me not to. Even the dragons must be dealt with. Count yourself fortunate, Dragonborn. Fate watches over you. For now. I hope for your sake, Dragonborn, that we never meet again. If we do, I will show you no mercy like this. May the fates steer you from my path, though they are rarely kind. Pray they're feeling as merciful as I am tonight. Things are tipping in my favor. New strength answers my call. The Dragonborn will be trapped here and cannot attend the wedding. And if she does show, her weapon will be gone. Best of all, I needn't anger Sithis or the Night Mother by spilling her blood. Now I must return to solitude and ready myself for tomorrow. Everything is set for Vittoria to die, and for her cousin, the Emperor, to fall by my hand. And the Dragonborn will live another day. She is the only one I have spared. For her sake, I hope we never meet again. Let her continue to slay those beasts. Wait! Those are legionaries! They're the reinforcements the Dragonborn waits for. No! I can't let them bolster her! It's time to truly test this new power! Die, you fools. You will not aid her. None of you will pass into Morthal. All of you must die. There's a reason the marsh is haunted. It's because of all the bodies we sent downstream. You're going to join them. Everything. None of you weak mortal fools stand a chance. Die now. Know that your last moments will feed my power. That was far too easy. None of those legionaries stood a chance. This bloodline, this power, it's unlike anything I've ever known. Even at my best, I could not have faced a legion. Yet I slaughtered them with effortless ease. Now all I need to do is remove the bodies. I can bring them back, and once they fall, they'll turn to ash. This storm will serve me. It will scatter their remains and wash away the blood. No one will ever know what happened to the legion sent to Morthal. I'll just need to grab their weapons and dump them. Then all should be well. Nobody is coming to aid you, Dragonborn. You'll be forced to stay there. I've not only shown you mercy, but once again I have protected you from myself. The fates are certainly in your favor, child. Now I need to get back to Solitude and wait for tomorrow. All is looking well. I'll even be back before the sun. I don't really have to rush. Everything is going to plan. Good. Good. Things look doomed. Just not for me. With this power, I won't have to worry about toppling the gargoyle. Ha! With my new power, I'll paint Solitude red. The color of their flag will be earned. I don't think I'll ever need to slumber again with this new power. I could walk into a fort and slaughter every defender. I don't have to fear weakness anymore, not until the sun's out. Gone are the days I must remain in the shadows. It's time for Skyrim to see me for what I am, the monster that waits in the corner of their eyes. I remember sitting on the bridge over Castle Solitude, watching Dragon Bridge alive with lights, torches, stretching farther than the eye could see. That was the night I knew Potema was finished, and the night I walked away. But now I won't walk away, not until a river of blood floods Solitude. I don't just plan to kill Vittoria. I will leave something for everyone to remember and fear me by. That feeling again? It's dim, but still there. Stormcloak soldiers? Here? In Solitude? Wait. They must belong to the Dragonborn. She holds both Empire and Stormcloaks beneath her. Too close to civilization to end them here. I could follow them out. No. There aren't enough of them to bolster Morthal. Well, there shouldn't be. I don't have the time anyway. The sun will be up in a few hours, and I won't be caught in that light. I've done what I could. What comes next? Only tomorrow will tell. But what I can say of tomorrow is this. It will be a bloody one, enough to stain their stones forever. Something new for the people of Solitude to remember. Too long has it been since fear gripped them. The last name they trembled at was the Wolf Queen. Soon my name will pass through their lips, and once more, the Contractor will be the name these Nords learned to fear. I'm more eager to hear the names they'll whisper next. Perhaps the Contractor is gone, replaced by something far darker. After all, I am reborn. I need to sleep. Dawn is near, and tomorrow will demand everything I've got, every last ounce of strength, if Solitude is to run red. I haven't been this restless since my turning, when I knelt to the Worm King and learned to be his whisper of death. But I have become my own whisper of death, an agent of Sithis, the listener of the Night Mother. This will immortalize me for centuries to come. I woke feeling strange again, like that priestess, like being close to the... Oh, she's here, isn't she? Oh, child. I did what I could to spare you, but it seems you have chosen pain. Maybe I should try one more time. If she has arrived, I might use my old tricks, lure her somewhere a little private, then subdue her. That way she keeps breathing. without breathing fire at me. She has arrived. Consider this your last chance. If you refuse my mercy once more, Sithis be damned. You will die by my hands. Might try the old seduction trick. It's worked for centuries. I'll have a little fun with her. And when we're done, I'll subdue her and take her out of the picture until the wedding is over. Once the blood is dried, she'll be found alive and well. I did hear a nightingale fights with her. Dangerous little shadows, those. I have a bad feeling about that. There she is. Time to work my magic. I do prefer men, but she is certainly easy on the eyes, and delicious on the nose. Well, well. What do we have here? I could scarce believe my eyes when the most radiant woman in all Skyrim graced this humble inn. Tell me, my lady, might I tempt you with a drink, and perhaps the chance to steal a moment of your company?
Thank you? A moment of my time? I can't. I'm sorry. I've got something I really need to get ready for. Sorry. And, who are you exactly?
Oh, my apologies, my lady. How rude of me. I am Aurelius Tharn. When I first heard of the Dragonborn of Skyrim, I did not believe the stories. But now that I stand before you, I see every tale of your beauty was true. And I would be a fool not to try my luck with such a beautiful woman.
Oh, well, thank you. But I'm already seeing someone. And, well, she's what you are, but older. So, for the sake of both our lives, I don't think it would be wise for you to try any further. And, like I said, I need to get ready. I have a wedding to attend.
Oh, you're here for that as well. Very nice. It shall be a joyous occasion, one to be remembered for some time to come. Well, I've shot my shot, and I'd best let you prepare, my lady. Farewell, and I'll see you tonight at the celebrations. Well, she has chosen pain. So be it. She may be a little more dangerous than I thought. So it is true. She was a vampire hunter. She knows what I am even with my mask. How ironic that she falls in love with the very creature she once sought to destroy. I will show her no more mercy. If she is there tonight, she will fall. I will not be stopped, even if she chokes on her own blood when I slice her throat open. Shortly after the Dragonborn left to get ready, her Stormcloak friend arrived. The priestess. She moved through the night disguised as a priestess, and there she was on the bridge. Damn it. I knew I should have followed them out and killed her. Oh well. I'm here now, and I must prepare. I have a plan. While the wedding unfolds as I speak, I will take that Penitus Oculatus position, and there I will remain until night falls upon me. The sun. It's not as bad as it usually is. I still feel weak, but I don't feel like my skin is burning. More like it's sizzling. Too close to a flame. Must be this bloodline. Instead of sitting in the shadows and picking them off one by one, taking all night to kill my targets, I could just knock on the front door and slaughter everything that comes for me. I can't wait to see what I can do with all of this. The first step is tonight. I simply cannot wait, but I know better than to rush. Tonight will be the start of my return, the most important kill to date, until I'm standing before Titus Mede II. I plan to leave an impression, and thankfully this place is filled with legionaries. But I must first suffer the sun for a few hours. It will be worth it. I must get ready, and there he is. I need to bend him to my will once more, then take his place. Maybe change my appearance a little, then wait for the reception that will be happening just outside the temple. They'll all think I'm one of her protectors, free to go where I please, to do as I will, until it's far too late. But I need to be quick. I must have him replaced by the time the wedding is over, or all of this will fall apart. And I need to make things really messy before they're meant to.
Wizards. There ought to be a law against them.
You, follow me into the staircase to my left. There we shall swap armor, and while we do, you're going to give me some of your blood and tell me everything, why you're here, and who you are. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Master. Your will is my command. I will follow you into the staircase and swap armor with you, and I will tell you anything you wish to know.
Good. And when we're all done, you're going to leave Solitude and find a bear cave, a wolf's den, or even a pool of slaughterfish, and offer yourself as food to them.
Yes, Master. When you no longer have use for me, I will feed myself to the predators, as you commanded, Master.
Good. Now follow me, handsome. It's such a waste to remove a man like you. But we do what we must to succeed. Now let's hurry. We need to change armor quickly, and you will tell me everything. I swear, if I had any more time, I would have had my way with him. He was a splendor to look at. But we had no time. He told me of his mission, of his station. He mentioned that he let the Dragonborn and her Stormcloak friend in, and that her weapons would be left beside the door when they came out. This is useful information. He told me he had patted her down and searched her. When they come out, I need to remember to give back her gear, so they don't suspect he's somewhere else. With his blood, I was able to take some of his features. I now have his eyes, tone of skin, and hair color. All I need is to practice his voice, and I should be good. And now all I need to do is wait. Wait for the darkness to return. Wait until Vittoria gets drunk and celebrates her reunion with Sithis. Then I will strike. And hopefully this Dragonborn won't stick around for the reception. After the wedding was complete, all the great names slipped away. Shortly after, the Dragonborn and her Stormcloak friend came out. And what can I say about her companion? She's fiery. There's a blaze in that one's breath. I don't forget faces either. She was the one in the inn last night. And she definitely felt my presence. She was onto me. She was telling the Dragonborn how she knew something was wrong, that she was going to run to the Legion about me. Good luck, Bear Cub. That bastard in the inn is long gone. Thankfully, the Dragonborn had been invited to the Blue Palace to dine with those lords who left before. So she won't be here tonight. Good. This way, she will be spared, and the Dreadlord can keep his dragon-killing mortal. And now all I had to do was keep my post and wait for the sun to slither away. Then, when darkness blankets Skyrim, I shall blanket Solitude in blood. Night had finally arrived. The bride would ceaselessly address her guests and praise them for attending her little special moment. And all the Emperor would spare her was a single guard during the reception. I mean, these Penitus Oculatus guards are pathetic. They're so weak-minded. If these had been the Emperor's guardians of old, the Blades, they would have sniffed me out before I even walked into the city. They had agents everywhere, even in the Dark Brotherhood. But with the death of the Dragonborn emperors, they no longer guarded the throne after failing the last septum. Last I knew, they were following the Dragonborn around, but I've not seen any, and that's kind of their thing. I found all of my gear hidden away where Vizara said he'd stash it. That shadow scale is good. I didn't even see him. Pity about his kind. They were quite talented in the art of murder. But just like the blades, they're nothing more than a figment of the past, just like this blushing bride is about to be. I've grown tired of hearing her yap on about her special day. She's had more than enough happiness. She's lucky I've let her have this much time. Good. Now is the time. The time to see the bride off to the void, off to meet her true father. It is finally time. Time to leave an impression on Solitude that will be remembered for generations to come.
Thank you for sharing this wonderfully happy day with myself and my new husband. These days, it seems there is dread everywhere, whether it be war or dragon. But I beg you, here, today, put such fears aside. Enjoy yourselves. You have all helped to make this a truly...
Now it's time to die, fools! Time to paint the stone red with your insides, you insolent fools! Behold my power! You are but sheep, and I am the lion. You, daughter of Molag, die with the rest of them! Weakness. You deserve your fate. You fight with the sheep. You'll die with them. Your arrows! Your steel! None of it can harm me! How many more of you will I send to the void? Sithis will have enough for his own legion after tonight! I haven't had this much fun in centuries! I came back to restore my name, but in truth I am reborn. In the waters of their lifeblood. Come, send me more. Drown me in your blood, mortals. I had slaughtered them all. Solitude had run out of blades to send my way. What a wonderful night. It might have been her special day, but it was my special night. You were made to rule. You were made to conquer. Yet you fight with these mortals, these ants. They are nothing but food. One does not wait for ants to cross. You crush them as they are meant to be crushed. I simply cannot let you return, daughter of Molag. It's time for you to meet your father and suffer his wrath for your betrayal. If you're not strong enough to remain, then all you've achieved will become ash. I still sense a faint heartbeat among the corpses. That one. Time to see if you are but an ant or something strong.
Hello? Who's there?
There you are. Nightingale, you're going to pay for that. Your luck has finally run out. You might have been an agent of the darkness, but I am the darkness. Enjoy your servitude to your mistress, and say hello to the others I've sent there. I've grown quite an appetite from all of this exercise. Time to taste the shadows once more. Absolutely delicious. Now I must retrieve the skull of the bride. She will sit on my wall. With the others she can accompany in the void. The legion that sought to protect her can now keep her safe from the dread father. Now Solitude, Skyrim. or by oblivion, all of Tamriel will know of me now. I hope there's a historian out there who realizes that an old friend of death has returned. Oh, now your dress looks quite beautiful. Who knew a splash of red could make anything look good? But don't worry, your cousin is on his way, and soon he'll join you. It would have been cruel of me not to send the bride off with her husband. At least she'll have someone to embrace her in the darkness. Who said I was without mercy? Now, my dear, all I need is that pretty head of yours, and I shall be on my way. Oh, the fun I've had tonight. That was surely worth all of the sun and the bickering. But even I know when it's time to leave. This will remain a very fond memory for centuries to come. By your 9 divines, child. I have spared you one too many times. I should spill your blood like I did your lover. No, I can't. But yes, we shall finally meet. It's time you know who I truly am.
No! Why? What? What do you want? Why have you done this? You monster! This was supposed to be a happy day. You've killed everyone, even Tofa.
So, that was your nightingale's name. I killed her with ease, but she did not shy away or run to the shadows. If she had, she might still be alive.
Why? Why have you done all of this? Why have you ruined such a wonderful day? You're a monster.
Monster? After all the mercy I've shown you, and you call me a monster? While you slept in the jail, I chose not to kill you or your friends. Even now I could slice your throat open and watch you drown in your own blood.
That was you. I saw you in my, nightmares. Wait, how did you get that blade?
Oh, this? I took it from the body of a dead vampire who foolishly tried to defend the sheep here. The very same one that gave me this new power. The very same one you told me would kill us earlier back in the inn. If you're wondering where she is, well, you'll have to pick her ashes out of the embers in that fire. She won't be coming back, sweet Ragni. She's with her true father now.
No, it can't be. She's with Senturos. She's not here in solitude. No, it can't be. Please, by the 9, please don't let it be true.
Oh, you know it in your heart to be true. I'm a monster after all, not a liar. The only place she is now is Cold Harbor. Those who defend the weak become the weak. By serving you, she became such. We are made to rule, to dominate. I will say this. Watching you suffer now is far greater pleasure than watching the light leave your eyes. This way, you'll never forget me. I truly expected more from a fire-breathing, dragon-slaying mortal. But that's all you are. A weak mortal.
I'll kill you for this. I won't stop until I tear you apart. I swear it. I will hunt you down and destroy you.
Oh. You're lucky the Dread Father protects you, Dragon Slayer. I'd be careful about keeping that promise, child, or I might have to kill more of your friends. I'll leave this here, so she'll have something to remember me by. Farewell, Dragonborn. Pray to your 9 that this is the last time we meet. Well, I've already got 2 skulls. I can't carry any more. But that is a nice blade. It'll look good on the wall. A trophy for the killer of a shadow. Now I need to get back to the boat, retrieve my first skull, then return to the sanctuary. There's no stopping it now. The death of the Emperor is near, and it shall be done by my hands. You truly are a magnificent city, my favorite in all of Tamriel. I hope to return one day soon, whenever the Emperor comes to pay his respects to his dearly departed cousin.
Told the wedding rang. The bride in silk, the choir sang. But shadows stirred, the feast grew cold, as ancient death walked halls of gold.
Raise the blade, let shadows feed on the red wedding of second seed. Moonlit vows and blood betrayed, the bride's last dance in red was made.
The bride was struck, her veil was torn. A crimson crown the night had worn. The Dragonborn with the womb ablaze stood helpless in the shadows' gate. The nightingale with bow in hand, nocturnal's oath her last command. She fell beneath the fiend's dark might. Her song was ended in the night. Then Serana rose with fearless will, a daughter cursed yet fighting still. Her noble stand the void defied, but ash was all that night supplied.
Raise the blade, let shadows feed on the red wedding of second seed. Moonlit vows and blood betrayed, the bride's last dance in red was made.
But a dragonborn fought, her voice did soar, but the ancient's blade cut hope once more. Her strength undone, her spirit chained, her heart in grief forever stained. He spared her life, but not her soul. He left her broken, stripped and cold. Her dearest gone, her vow betrayed, her city lost, her fate unmade. Blood on marble, blood on stone. The father laughed, the mother moaned. The void was sated, the city grieved. The red wedding of second seed.
Raise the blade, let shadows feed on the red wedding of second seed. Moonlit vows and blood betrayed, the bride's last dance in red was made.
All of Tamriel will remember this night. It shall be known as the Red Wedding of Second Seed. Now it's time to collect my bounty. No matter what we are, we can't do much without gold. Not even the Night Mother can keep the Dark Brotherhood running without filling her coffers with gold.
The news is everywhere. Vittoria Vici, the Emperor's cousin, butchered at her own wedding. Well done. Let's see His Eminence try to ignore this. With Vici's murder, you've started us down a path the Dark Brotherhood hasn't traveled in centuries. The assassination of an Emperor. And now your reward. A unique spell to summon a legend of the Dark Brotherhood. His soul serves us now in death, as his body once did in life. Ah, and of course, a bonus for killing Vici while she addressed her guests as instructed. Gold. Simple and pure. Spend it as you will. Now then, time to proceed to the next stage of the plan. Go and speak with Gabriella. She's been helping me arrange your next contract.
With the death of Vittoria, the Emperor will soon follow. Nothing can stop what is to come. And though I painted Solitude red, I still pleased the Dreadlord by sparing his Dragon Slayer. But I feel leaving her alive will come back to bite me, sooner or later. Perhaps after all of this, I'll have to slumber again. She may even grow powerful enough to kill me, but she can't outlast me. Still, there's much left to do. One target down, another to go. To silence the Emperor of Cyrodiil.
Well, there you have it. 2 stories in one. Yeah, it took a long time to think about what I wanted to do with this, and a long time to make it, obviously. I'll get into a lot more of the background stuff, the background video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is a big game changer for me, and I like to hear people have to say about the story. If it's shit or not, either way, your opinion is your opinion. And some of that can be used to constructively help me improve upon the story later on. But I'll get into a lot more of that with the background videos, because I definitely want to talk a lot about this and where I see it going, and people's views could definitely help out with that. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed in a suffering way, and I'll definitely catch you guys in another video. There will be background video. There will be some videos that pop up real soon of the playlist for the full story, if you've got 80 hours to spare. And of course, the mirrored version of this, which is the Dragonborn story, since I've released them both together. So if you've watched this first, her story is now available. It should be up in the end screen here. Hope you guys enjoy it. Catch us later and have a good one.